Hello, welcome to our weekly transits, our weekly astrological weather. And let's start right in with the moon. We've been kind of focusing on, we focus on, of course, any planet changing signs, changing direction, different aspects that they make, mainly the major aspects, but we'll find some others sometimes that come up. I just find for daily, it's kind of confusing to have lots and lots of aspects because things go so fast. Maybe the slower moving planets, because it's slower moving and it's in effect longer and it will affect us longer. So that being said, every week the moon moves through like 4 signs. So this week, we have it starting in Virgo, and we can see here that the moon down bottom of the chart, if you're looking here, 21 Virgo, and this is Tuesday. So it's almost out. Tomorrow we move out of the next sign. Then it'll move all the way through a Libra, and then it'll, which will be Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. And then Friday it'll move into Scorpio, and Scorpio will be Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and then Monday we have the moon moving into Sag, and then the next day, Tuesday, we'll meet is the new moon. Well, we'll go over that a little bit, but I just wanted to mention that first little bit there. So find in your chart where that is. Like, say this is you. This is you. So where is Virgo? So let's see. Okay. Oh, this one just so happens to be 0, 0 Virgo. How nice. Right on the 4th house cusp. I mean, just finished the 3rd house in this chart. So this person would have this energy on the bottom of their chart and exactly starting on the 2nd quadrant. Interesting. Starting exactly on the right-hand hemisphere. So this week, like say for this person, that just might all of a sudden launch them into others, because they're on that side of the chart. All of a sudden everybody's like demanding stuff of them or whatever. Anyway, but the moon here, so this week it's, if this were ours, it would be moving, here through our 4th house, the home, family. It's cardinal energy, this house, because it's traditionally a Cancerian house, so it's nice and comforting on some levels, but it's like, here, I made these, eat them, please, rather than yeah, whatever. A little bit of that. So we got that Cancerian area in this person's chart. Having Virgo go through there. Anyway, I'm not going to get in that totally, but just so you can see what area is highlighted by what, then you can see that they really get along or not. And every other sign, it will get along and not get along. Anyway, here we go. And then we move into Libra, and then we move into Scorpio over here. So this person would have it all right in this beginning, 4th, 5th, and 6th houses. And that's going to kind of, highlight that emotional side of you, whatever that is. It's just going to lean a little bit over there. You got that moon area, and then the next week it'll be up here for this person. It'll be coming here, then the next week here, and then the next week here. Okay, so we can look at that in our chart, which is kind of cool. Gives you an idea of what sector. This person, they're getting launched into the relationship side this week, others needs, Anyway, that's part of it. There's more. But here we go. So that's a big thing. See in your chart where that's at. A few things this week are kind of interesting. We got the new moon at the end of the week. I'm just give you highlights. The highlights of the week. We actually yesterday we had Venus move into Scorpio. Where is she? Right there, 1 degree. So yesterday she moved into Scorpio, and that's her opposite, one of her opposite signs. That's in her detriment, because she likes to be in Taurus. So what's opposite of that is Scorpio, right? Taurus there, Scorpio. So we do have something in common. We have some fixed energy there, on that opposition. But Venus is doesn't like to be here. It's, Scorpio energy, intense, brooding, intimate, energy a vacuum for knowledge. Want to know? I want to know all about you. I want to know where you live, what your habits are. Ooh, it can get kind of creepy. um, it's just an uncomfortable spot, you know. So anyway, Venus is there. So we got that and her detriment, but interesting. She's gonna first of all, you know, within that very beginning degrees, we know that that Scorpio is a water sign. It's fixed. It's water. It could be like ice, things, you know, just staying the same, stagnant. But being in a water sign, we know that it's going to meet up with Saturn. We know Saturn is there, 1 degree Pisces. So we go water, water. Well, that's good. At least if Venus is going to kind of meet up with Saturn, it would be better to do it in the same element, you know, because they're both out of their element, so to speak. So that will be kind of nice. At least it's kind of quick. So that's interesting. All right, so that was yesterday. That went into there, and that's, you know, that's in effect now. So that's getting going. And then let's just click. We used to see that tomorrow. We'll see. Tomorrow I got for you. Yeah, there it is. Okay. Well, we got the avoid a course moon. So that's on East Coast, 8, almost 9 in the morning till about 11:30 in the morning. And then moon moves into Libra. You can see here it's already moved into Libra because I have it set for the afternoon. So then we come into the next 2.5 days of Libra moon. Libra moon, you know, getting away from that intense Virgo lists, analyzing, you know, being super helpful. Now we're just into just chilling with the other, you know, what are we doing? How can we balance ourselves? Let's be nice, you know, let some of that stuff go. And it's a cardinal sign, you know, so don't forget that. So even Libra being nice and charming, it's still a cardinal sign. It gets you to do things for it. It's like Aries with charm, you know, Aries going through charm school. All right. So anyway, we got that Libra. Where's Libra in your chart? And then we have that balancing, looking at the other side, which makes indecision because you can't just be like, okay, I'm done. I've thought it out. This is it. Or, you know, or I have a feeling. Is it? It's like, no, look at it from this point of view. And then look at it about this. And then what if this? And it's like, it can get so much where you don't make a decision. So next 2 days, if you're kind of pondering back and forth, that could be it. And just realize that emotional mood will pass, especially if it's going over like your sun, you know, or having some kind of connection to your natal sun. All right. Neptune goes direct here. So Neptune's been retrograding, and then now it's going to go direct. It's going to be, you know, finishing up through this next year. It'll be going back and forth through the rest of the end of Pisces. And it's a whole new thing when it gets into Aries. That's just a whole new game. We'll talk about that maybe when we do the year update. All right. Anyway, Neptune. So things that maybe have been hanging around, nebulous, not solved. Maybe you've been confused on something and decided to put it on the back burner. Well, now it's time to take it off the back burner. This is the time now. It's, you know, some of this confusion will just clear up. Things will start moving forward. You'll just maybe have some epiphanies, ahas, or just want to get stuff done before the end of the year, cleaned up the best you can, and then moved on and out. So that's, you know, going to be good. It doesn't happen right away because it's still pretty stationary from our perspective or point of view, but it's going to be picking up speed now, which will be good as we come into the end of the year and the new year. And Thursday, see anything else I have for you on this one? No, I talked about the void of course moon. Thursday, the 7th, you know, we still have the Libra moon. It's like halfway through now. And it's going to, you know, go over the south node, which is kind of interesting. Maybe it's going to help with some spiritual epiphanies. Maybe you'll have more acceptance for others, you know, because usually that's an out point, you know, an outage, the south node. It's like where you really need to evolve and grow and get rid of stuff that you don't need anymore and see things from other points of view and not be just bent on pursuing things. It's more the excretion side. Could be emotional cleansing. You know, I kind of think of that a lot of times maybe getting rid of things that have been in there too long, stuff on that back burner there we were talking about, and time to get rid of it, because then the moon's going to join up with Venus. It's going to go, trine over to Saturn and meet up with that when it moves into Scorpio. So that'll be interesting. All right, so we're Thursday. Moon makes a couple interesting aspects. Moon is going to be sextile over to Mars, what just was, because they're 2 signs away, and then the sun. So it kind of energizes, the moon in Libra will energize the Mars and the sun, because they're still kind of traveling together. The sun, past Mars, but it's going to energize both of them. Maybe that's what some of the epiphanies, because it's making that nice harmonious aspect, the moon, your feelings, to the sun, your ego, and Mars, the drive. So you have drive to help your ego move through unsolved or unresolved tidbits of the past. How about that? How about we just kind of clear that stuff up and be moving on? That's kind of what that's all about. Very interesting. Mercury trine, where's Mercury? Mercury at 6 Capricorn. Remember Mercury, went into Capricorn there, and it's trining over to 6 degrees Jupiter in Earth's nice earthy Taurus. So earthy, and it's probably these two, are a little bit more the well, how do I want to say it? Very earthy, where Virgo can kind of be a little airy because it's ruled by Mercury. These are just, I think, a little bit more earth dominated. So we might get real heavy or feel really grounded, or maybe have a hard time then, maybe might I don't know, I think it might ground us. Let's just leave it at that. Because Jupiter's getting ready to go direct, so it's getting pretty still. So that's pretty strong. Jupiter, in Taurus, pretty strong. So Mercury's maybe getting those last little bits of information there, while it's direct, getting real close to being retrograde too. So we got some positional changes. So those two are meeting up, and then they're going to change direction. Both of them. All right, which will be interesting. We'll see them again. Okay, the Earth. Oh yeah, so just getting ready for kind of like an earthiness. Maybe also the Earth ideas about your home, or about expanding things, in-depth study on a larger level, maybe moving something to a larger level, maybe delegating or needing help to move something to a larger level, communicating, what you need. I need this person to help me do this. That's something kind of energy like that. That's kind of what's sliding in there. All right, on the Friday. So this was kind of a big day. We got a few big things kind of turning on. So Friday, we got a void of course moon before it moves into Scorpio, and yeah, I can show it to you here. So it's at like 8 in the evening, and then it moves into Scorpio 10:30. This is East Coast time. So we can see here it's like 5:30. It's like kind of like right in the middle of that, and the moon is like still hanging out over here. So anyway, the moon will move into, you can see it's going to move into Scorpio, and not too long after, look, it's going to go right over Venus. So isn't that interesting? I think so, because Venus has been moving, having some challenges. It's in a place she doesn't want. So, her moon buddy is coming over, maybe kind of to, give her a little reinforcement. It's like, oh man, you can do it, girl. You can do it. Investigate that, it's like, give her the energy to get into that scorpionic, you need to investigate, you need to find out, you need to look at that more closely, you need to really engage on that. So just kind of giving that little energy, because she went over to, South Node, and then, had to purge out maybe some stuff you didn't need, or maybe some things were purged for you. Or anyway, so that's, I think helping that recover, helping you, all of us recover on any kind of any personal losses, or any change of emotional something. It may not be a loss, well, it could be on many levels, whether you decided or the universe decided. So anyway, that's kind of a big deal. Moon will make a couple funny aspects. Moon is going to make a semi-sextile. Let's see what kind of show to Uranus. If I can highlight it over here, so that we got Moon in here. So we have the inconjunct or quincunx going this way, and then we also have it going over to Neptune. So that's kind of like they're really, they're what one? Yeah, they're two signs. So it's there's these these two are almost at sextile apart, Uranus and Neptune, making a yod over. The Moon will move through that, and Moon will be the focus of that. So let's see. Here at this time, it had been earlier Friday. So most of Friday, as the Moon is moving into that focal point of those two planets, we've got you got Uranus, that suddenness. It's in Taurus, so suddenness on an Earth level, sudden home manifestation. Somebody might get pregnant. Of course, but they're like, oh, I didn't know. And then Neptune still in Pisces, they're making nice aspect to each other. And then the Moon goes through there, that little spot, it's like the midpoint of them on the other side over there. So yeah, that's kind of interesting. And then the North Node is like the midpoint of them this way, and then the Moon will make opposition over there. So very interesting little dynamics. I don't go into that sometimes too deeply, but you can see just these angles, and then that 150-degree quincunx, what we sometimes call the inconjunct. That's like forcing. It's like you don't want to overdo it, you don't want to underdo it, you don't want to. It's like on an emotional level. You got to be careful. You got to say enough, but don't say too much. Maybe that's it. You got to feel it, but not maybe too much. It's like, okay, enough, that sort of thing. And I say feel because we have the Moon involved, and then it's Neptune, maybe something nebulous you've been clearing up, and then something, a clarity, Uranian out of the blue. So that's intense. I had to focus on some Moon stuff this week because there was a lot of trippy Moon things. So we might have a lot of different feelings releasing through this week. All right, that's enough. No, actually, there was another thing. The Moon was squaring Pluto, so we're gonna, have some depth too, depth to those conversations. Look at right here, it's moving. It's right there. So, and it's cardinal sign, so that could be a little poignant, little crusty, little chest bumping, a little in your face. Just watch that. Cardinal is kind of cutting. Yeah. All right. So Friday, a busy day. Saturday we got Venus. I think one of the biggest things we got, the Moon now just went over it, conjuncted Venus, so it helped Venus out. But then Venus is now, opposing Jupiter. The Moon did too. So Moon Venus opposed Jupiter. That could be a spur of sometimes the opposition, I think, is kind of cool because at least you have the same element. They're both feminine or inward pulling toward you. It's not so much of an outward thing with this, especially with the Moon, but with the Moon and Venus, I think that scorpionic, that sensual, that sexual pull, that depth, that investigatory, if it's not sexual, that sticking with it is very strong. And then on a large level, with Jupiter, it could be something really cool, really expanding, because sometimes you get that dynamicness of the opposition, which is like partnership. You've got the two. You're looking at each other, any kind of partnership. So this could be a really good day for that Saturday. We've done some emotional work here through the week, maybe doing the work, getting rid of stuff, then frees you, opens you up for other things to come in. So this is a really cool week. Sunday, is that all I want to share with you? Yeah, there's some Moon aspects, but we talked about those. Sunday, kind of hanging day. It does nothing really big. The moon makes an opposition to Uranus. That could be kind of interesting. That could be a feeling out of the blue. And then it's sextiling Mercury. So you might want to talk about it. You might, some interesting ideas might just come out of the blue that you can record. And then if we have that Venus opposition, that could just make it really, really cool. Thank you. So yeah, it's a neat little setup going on. In Friday you get that, you do the hard work, and then Saturday and Sunday things start kind of to flow or to open up, or more ideas come. All right, moving into Monday, we got the moon starting out and moving into Sagittarius, so that will go over the Mars and the sun, with this new moon coming in. It won't be to the next day, and it will be at 20 degrees Sag, right? Well, it'll be the next day, and it'll be right, exactly right on there, of course, on the sun. But it's going to just energize all of this energy. I mean, this is all kind of, all fire energy too. Sun, naturally in Leo, sister sign, or brother sign, whatever, Sag. And then Mars, home in Aries, brother sign, Sag. The moon is the only one that's a little oddball, but it can color or take on that flavor, rile up the emotions, bring it, the emotions into excitement. This could be a real exciting day. Monday. Too bad it wasn't like a Friday or something, or Saturday, but no, that's cool. It is what it is. But this could be a really lively coming into a new moon, setting these intentions, having that, festivities. This is probably a really good time for parties and getting together and moving things on, yay. And then also on this day, we've got Venus making a sextile over to Mercury, I should say. Mercury making a sextile over Venus. You see they're both at 8 degrees. They're both in feminine signs. So we have more of that pulling, that inward energy. So anyway, that's a nice thing, because that's going to help this whole ambiance here just keep settling in. We got this high charged masculine energy over here, with this outward Sagittarian, let's go look over there, and it's nicer over there. It's shiny object syndrome, and it's happy, and it's party, and it's yippee, and it's pre-Santa Claus, yay. And then we've got this feminine energy with Venus, and well, we got a couple things here. We got that nice Venus and Mercury communications about depth. We got, Mercury slowed down, but it's still making that nice sextile in those inner feminine signs. So it kind of balances this whole little group of activity we have over here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then of course the moon is bringing aspects to everything else over here. So yeah, that's making us really interesting little if you ever hear a bunch of chickens, sometimes when something runs, deer runs by, then they all start squawking for a little while. So it's kind of like that. It's sort of funny. All right, couple things I wanted to mention before we're out of here today, because we have some stuff coming up. We have Wednesday, which I'll just give you a looky see. See, here's the new moon. Look at, it was perfect. I got there, was like 5 in the afternoon. It was like boom, boom. That is cool. I didn't plan that. But anyway, that's nice. You could see it there, the new moon. And then Wednesday, well, you can see Mercury. Look at stationary right there. There it is. And then Monday it moves. Wednesday it moves direct, but it's stationary. And retrograde. What am I talking about? See, it's already happening. I'll just do it. It's almost there. There we go. It has it late on Thursday. I had it like Wednesday late. Okay, but anyway, see, we got like late Wednesday or Thursday, Mercury retros. Moon moves into Capricorn. What else? Oh, and then because Mercury, starts retro here, it's going to go, of course, back in those degrees. But it's going to go back into Sag. So we'll get that little happy yippee again. And then look at the 20, look on the solstice. It's coming back over the sun. Boop. And there it is. Look at Mercury. It's on the 22nd, did it go twice? I want to go forward. 21st Yeah. Yeah, one's going to go one way, one's going to go other, so they're going to just pass. They're there. Okay, it did skip it. Okay, so there on the 22nd, we have, Mercury in the heart of the sun again. And then what else did I want? Oh yeah, what I want to share with you though is, so Mercury is at the going to go back into Sag, which is happy. I'd rather have Mercury in Sag at Christmas time, because look at on the 24th, it's in Sag, on Christmas Eve, and then on Christmas, whoops, it goes quick. There we go. Yeah, and on Christmas Day, it's in here, and then it's getting closer to Mars, so we have that festivities energy again. And then look, it's going to go Wednesday the 27th. It will meet up with Mars again, because it's going retrograde. So that is pretty interesting, that we're going to get kind of a replay of that energy going on. And it will be, let's see. Oh, and then on the 30th, right at the end of the month, we have Jupiter going direct. You see, it's still, let's see how far it goes. It's only a couple days off. There it is, a stationary. It's still, see, it was 6 degrees today, and it's just hanging, and there it is at 5. All right, so that's just a little pre-up, a little heads up for the rest of the month. And we got an interesting week. So hang in there, enjoy it, get those epiphanies, stay cool, and more to follow.